To Noden this week for going out there and presenting and selling that damn policy. That is a fantastic, for my ears. I mean, knowing that this finally worked. I don't think, it had something to do with this, but also you going into action too, which we knew that you gave me a time schedule, which was great. And you're a man of your word. You kept to it, brother. So congratulations on that. And there's a little more details like, sending apps in, making sure they're all detailed up. That kind of process should be interjected into this someday too, because that's a big part of the business, man. You can get them all signed, but if you can't get them into the carriers right, you're screwed. So you had also set 2 more appointments for next week, right?
Actually, I have 3.
So you have 3. So yours comes from a guy that was weren't going into any homes, right, for the longest time, and then now you're doing stuff, not just do this, but because you're taking action now too. I wanted to ask you this question though: is it from the old leads that you're doing this from, or did you actually make a new order? Because I want to know.
The other 2 were from old leads. The ones I had last week. These 3 that I have were leads that I had just purchased about a week or so ago.
Oh, great. So, okay, so that works.
Another 50 leads from that one, Labor Day special they have.
Yeah, sure. Hey, the truth be told is once you see the sale, that pumps you up and gets you to acknowledge that the process does work. That now I'm not afraid of buying leads. And, this is coming from a guy that wasn't doing much on the board. And now next week you should double those numbers and it'll keep going from there. And that's fantastic to hear. So what I wanted to do today is ask you guys for one quick second here so I can get a piece of paper here and write some stuff down. On this board behind me, I have some things that are powerful that I use inside the home. I was going to do live dials and shit today, but I decided not to because I think that the phone script is handled pretty well by you guys. And if it's not, it's just due lack of practice. And practice means practicing literally with clients or prospects of leads that you have. I know that I've given several hundred leads out so far to my team, and I'm expecting to hear the results, not really through the sales, but anybody I've given leads to. And if you want to continue to receive leads from me, by the way, I do want to know this in order. How many leads you have or used, how many dials you made. So this is important for you guys to be writing this down too, because if I don't have these particular numbers, I can't track what the hell's wrong, really. So the leads, the dials, the talk tos, that's different than dials. So how many people did you talk to? How many sets did you have? Then how many sits? So it goes leads, dials, how many people you talk to, the sets, which is the appointment itself, and then how many sits did you have? And then it goes to sales. From there, it's how many sales did you have out of those numbers? And then we should add one, because I'm going to make this a very important strategy in your game that nobody made in mine, which is referrals. And I know it's a tough subject because we want to run out the door and we're excited about the sale, but that's not being a total professional in this business. Look, if you owned your own box and mortar location and somebody walked through your door and signed up for your business or product or service, you would tell them to send their friends. Hey, send your friends. I'm here. You do the same damn thing with the life insurance business and ask them for the referrals. And I'll give you a way to ask them that they can't refuse, okay? Some of these leads too, by the way, that they're giving away at a lower cost. Alyssa also found some for us, noted. Those are B leads. I don't know if she got them to you yet, but those are $4 a piece. Those are cheap, and then they turn into like $1 after a year. So those are just recycled, non-sold final expense leads through One Life. So if everybody would contact One Life, you would be able to get the lead programs from them. So there are $4 or $5 B leads Christy, do you know how much those leads are? I'm going to unmute you. You know how much those leads are? I unmuted you.
Yeah, the $4 ones are the 6-month-olds, and then I think it's $2 leads for the year-old ones.
Okay, so what she means is up to 6 months old. So they were just carried around. I trust me when I tell you this, that when me and Alyssa started in this business, when I started with her 2 or 3 years ago, I can't remember, that we were using 2-year-old leads. That was all the company had. And in Pittsburgh, they would send you out to territory. They'd give somebody territory you couldn't sell there, and it was just a BS game. So we would go 2 hours out selling 2-year-old leads for a year straight, and we absolutely made a 6-figure income doing that. So don't be surprised. Look, I can only wish that people have life insurance when I call them. I know that for many of you, that might be a threat. On the phone, when I hear that they have life insurance, I start to get high off of that, knowing that I'm going to say these words. Mrs. Jones, do you have any idea what I'm capable of doing? I'm so glad. I reward them by saying, I'm so glad that I hear that you have your family protected in that manner. But here's what I'd like to do is I'd like to tell you this. Not many people know, because I'm a brokerage, that I'm able to double the amount that you are leaving behind to your family 9 times out of 10. So at the end, I threw in 9 times out of 10. Okay, so make sure it's clear. So I'm able to double the amount that you leave behind to your family 9 times out of 10, because I have 1,500 companies to choose from. All I got to do is punch your numbers in, and it'll pop up exactly what numbers that I can offer you. So it's always best that you take another look and have another set of eyes on this. So tomorrow at 7 p.m. will work, and then you just go right into the appointment. You'd be surprised how many people can flip. Don't forget the more important situation, which is making sure that somebody's there that helps them make important decisions. Jerome, make sure that they have somebody there that helps them make important decisions, or husband, wife, kid, beneficiary, something like that. Hold on one second, guys. Get yourself ready. All right, so let's get into this here. This here is finding the money. This here will build you larger premiums. So the dials, the sets, the talk tos, the sits, what the hell is it? The leads. Jerome, write this down. I need to know for my records, all of you, and even people listening from phone, leads, how many leads you got, how many leads you've used to dial. You're going to do dials. How many dials did you make? Every time you dial, I want to know this. Even if it's 5 dials in 5 minutes, I want to know. Talk to. How many people did you talk to? How many sets did you make? How many people did you set? And don't forget to ask, does anybody help you make important decisions that should be there too? Then the sits. How many sits did you have? And then how many sales? Sit, sales. So it's leads, dials, talk tos, sets, sit, sales, referrals. Find the money. Dials, sets, sits. We went over that. That's what gets you in the home, obviously. Get the prospect to open up to your knowledge. When I'm in the home, and I told you guys how to do that, which was if you write their name at the top of the paper, and then you put their age right next to it. So I have their name and I have their age. I'm going to write this on this board. I have their name and I have their age right there, and I sliced it down. I want to know something about both of you. And I say these words. I'm going to treat this just like you guys walked into my office today. Changing the atmosphere in the position that I'm in I'm in their domain. They run the show, so I'm going to change that up a little bit. And this is going to get you big numbers. So when I'm able to know, give them knowledge, which is mainly about what they have. So I'm going to talk a little bit about what people have already. What they have is what? You got to ask. Do you guys already have life insurance in place, by the way? Ask that question up front. This is, of course, I don't want you guys wasting. So many people teach how to build rapport to the point of trust, taking 15 minutes out of their day and your day to just sit there and get to know these people. Not a bad idea, It's way too damn long though. So my newest strategy that's been working, and mind you, I'm still out there in the field trying to train myself to train this stuff to you guys, is to get them to build rapport to the point of trust while I'm asking questions. So this is kind of like getting to know them anyway. So I'll put a list together of things you should be asking. The life insurance, do you have any? How much is the face amount on that? What does that leave Mrs. Jones? So make sure that you make it those words. Mr. Jones, how much are you leaving behind to Mrs. Jones? She wants to hear that. She really wants to know those numbers. In case that she's in charge of everything, which is sometimes a dangerous thing if you don't have them mutually agreeing on things and one's more powerful than the other, I suggest that you work on the weakest one and get them to start helping make decisions along the way. If you find that somebody is overpowering in the home, you have to build it up to become more powerful than them. Not in a tough guy manner, but in knowledge. So get your damn products down smart and know the competition. I can tell you right now that MetLife, New York Life, and AARP are all one company. It's all the same. It's the same stuff. I know that 9 times out of 10 that they are termed out. I know that when they term out that they just spend how much a month? So hypothetically, if they're spending $100 a month, they have $1,200 a year going into it. That's $12,000 every 10 years. That's $36,000 every 30 years with no interest that they lose, disappears. That's like playing the lottery is what they're doing there. Unless they're young. If they're young, it's okay. Or if they do want big numbers and you can't get them through final expense, that's the only way to do it. But that's what Index Universal Lifes are for. So that's just a whole different program than today. I know that they have life insurance now. I also want to ask the question, who has the 2 of the higher Social Securities, by the way? That's an easy question. I mean, I'm not asking them how much it is yet. I'm building rapport. I'm getting to know them. And I'm asking, who has the 2 of the higher Social Securities? Well, whoever raised their hand, I have the higher of the 2 Social Securities. If they're too young and they're not collecting Social Security, tell them to make a contact to Social Security to see where it's at right now. And tell them, look, if it's about $1,000 right now, Mr. Jones, and you're about 50, you could probably plan on it being anywhere from $1,000 to $1,500 a month for the rest of your life. And then that's what Mrs. Jones will be left with. This part's important. If they do have Social Security or they don't, I need you to explain this. Social Security takes 6 to 12 months to pay out. That's the void in time that somebody has to wait. So there's 1 income. They're used to 2. This is your strategy to getting more premium out of people for buying bigger policies because now the threat's there. They didn't see it. Trust me. How many times have you thought about what you were leaving your wife? You know what I mean? Or girlfriend. You just think it's all taken care of, and we're in the business. So in all actuality, what we would like to do is help them as a professional know all this knowledge. Knowledge is the biggest word here on this board. I should underline that. That's a big one there, man. Knowledge. So you need product knowledge, not till you're blue in the face. Look, guys, let me tell you something. If you make it 2 years in this business, you'll see a 6-figure income. That's how long it's going to take. If you want to make $25,000, $50,000 extra a year working 20, 30 hours a week and not learning products, this is your business too, because you can just do it on the fly and make sales. So if you're just doing it as extra, that's cool too. But if you get to know the knowledge, you could 1099 $250,000 with ease if you do the leads and the program properly. What do we have so far? We have life insurance on the board. We have Social Security. I know that. I know that they have. I want to know the Social Security now. So this is where it gets a little tougher. So you just got to ask. So do you guys in Social Security, do you bring in more than $4,000 a month together? So is it above or below $4,000 a month? And I'll tell you what, we could stop right there. Now that I have that number, if I know the number and they tell me it, I said, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to go over a few things so I can calculate exactly what's going to be left over to Mrs. Jones. And what this is going to help me do is put a program, a product together that's just fantastic for now and for the future. I need about 5-10 minutes to put this together and I'll be out of your hair. You said 5-10 minutes and it'll last a half hour to an hour. I know how much Social Security is coming in now. I want to figure out how much is going out. So, habits that must be broken. The habit that must be broken inside that house and with yourself is one, you need to ask these questions. Two, on their behalf, they need to break habits of spending money where they don't need it. I told you, and I'm going to tell you again, I've literally looked at people's Comcast or Sprint bills and said, you're paying way too much. You need to change that. Know your bills. If your bills are cheap, tell them where to go to get this stuff. Honestly, it can really change the atmosphere if they know that they're going to spend money and save money. And if necessary, get on the phone with Comcast or Verizon. I really highly recommend this. Knowing your cable companies in your area, put the telephone numbers in your phone, knowing the cell phone, the main cell phone companies in your area, and putting them in your phone. You could switch people up on the fly. Write down the numbers, find out the money, then explain in the money larger premiums. Knowledge is power, and know the competition and products. But get the prospect to open up to your knowledge. I know that they have $4,000 a month coming in. I don't know what's going out. So that's the process, which is delicate. Remember, you're still building rapport. During the time that I'm doing this is important for you guys to hear, is that I'm also trying to build a little bit of rapport along the way. Don't be so strict just to ask these questions. You're the professional, so you run it how you see fit. But if there's a rhythm to it, stay with it. But if you're losing rhythm and you got somebody that's kind of tough, you're trying to break the ice so you can get to the numbers. And you're trying to get large premiums so you don't have to work as hard. So knowing the amount that's going out and then knowing the amount coming in is the next step. I want to know the next step, which is knowing the money that's coming in. How much does Mr. Jones actually bring in? So Mr. Jones, if you were to pass away tomorrow, God forbid that happened, what would Mrs. Jones be left with just with your Social Security? And if you have to, kind of lean across the table, put your hand out in a general generosity like I care. I really do. I just want to know, what would that number be? So I can know where she'll end up. I'm still explaining stuff. In my sales scripts inside the home, they're all different, but the same in so many ways. But I think what I do is I get people to acknowledge some of the things that they don't acknowledge between each other. And at that moment, it becomes important to know these things. If you ask any client or anybody on the streets, really, do you know how much Mr. Jones is actually leaving you? The only way they would know that is if they had known their Social Security. Some people don't even know that they're being left that amount. And remember, they have to be married. So Mr. Jones is leaving her $2,000 a month. Let's say his is $2,100 and hers is $1,900. She's going to lose hers. So now here's your weapon. Your weapon is the loss of income that will be there throughout the period of time that they're waiting for his Social Security to kick in. Again, the loss of income that's coming in is the Social Security that's lost due to the death of the significant other, which is a 6 to 12 month wait for that money to transfer to Mrs. Jones. Mr. Jones has to hire the two Social Securities. You're going to leave that. That's going to be left behind to Mrs. Jones. So hers comes off the table. Now, they were used to earning $4,000 a month. Now she only has $1,900 a month to survive on. This is why you can get the money out. Know what their financial plan is. Mortgage, $1,000. Electric, car insurance, car payments, pets, kids, grandkids, tithing, charity. Really, we need to make a list up that goes through this, and that's my fault. And I will get to this, I promise you, of exactly what you should ask for. And if it's already on paper and it's professionally looked instead of this scribble that I do, and I make big sales doing it this way, imagine if I had some professional looking sheet on the table. So again, we're going to write down what goes out the door. We know what comes in. We want to write down what's going out the door, and then we want to mathematically do the problem. I have $3,000 a month going out. So while they're together, With 4,000, they have $1,000 a month left over. That's a lie. Your numbers will never be exact. So you need to add another $500 onto their bills for miscellaneous things that you didn't even see. Coffees, Gatorades, chewing tobacco, cigarette smoke, whatever it may be. So tell them this. You have about $3,500 to $3,000 left over every month, give or take. That leaves you about $500 to $1,000 every month left over. What are you guys doing with that? You putting that away in savings? I'm telling them, you're putting that away in savings, right? Oh, great. I'll tell you what we're going to do. That's the number that we need to associate to this program. Obviously, we can't take it off the big number. I'm not trying to change your life or take any food off the table, Mr. Jones. I just want you to stay in the lifestyle you're used to. I don't want you waking up saying, oh, this freaking life insurance program, this mortgage. Whatever the reason you're there, label it. If you're there for mortgage protection, don't say life insurance. Because a lot of people think mortgage protection is not life insurance. They think it's a special program. So continue to say it's mortgage protection. If it's final expense, say final expense life insurance. Just say final expense. I tell you, when you use the words life insurance, instantly numbers start chinging through their mind. You could have went through the whole damn script I just did. As soon as you say life insurance, it brings them back to thinking about money, okay? And that you don't want to lose that. We know they got $500 to $1,000 left. That's the number we're going to use. We're going to ask them how much is in the bank. What's in the bank? God forbid you were to die tomorrow. We know now that Mrs. Jones has to wait 6 to 12 months, and it's usually getting closer to 12 months. Add the worst case scenario on. Each and every one of you is a worst case scenario individual. You're to bring to the table the worst case scenarios that they could possibly go through. And when you do that, you're going to be guaranteed higher premium sales and larger sales and many, 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 many more sales. How much is in the bank that Mrs. Jones will have? So Mrs. Jones, you got $2,200 in the bank. That'll buy you 1 month of time along with the income of $1,900. So we know what's going on, guys. I hope everybody's getting this. It's going very quickly, but I'd like to review it again. I'm going to rewind real quickly for anybody that just came on and may know this already, but I'm going to do this again. I want to know if you own a team, you should know this. The leads, the dials, the talk tos, the sets, the sits, and the sales, and then referrals. Be strong on your referrals, and we'll go over that at another time. What I'm teaching today is knowing the money and then having knowledge about products. So knowing what's coming in compared to what's going out is the sale. Because now you know that they have the money. So that's off the table. You don't even have to worry about them telling you, I can't afford it. You know they can. No ifs, ands, or buts. It's so powerful to be able to say, look, here's an idea. This is important here, what I'm about to tell you guys. When you walk into a sale, if you can figure out some of their health issues over the phone, it's going to help you prepare before you walk into the home. Like using a product. I don't care if it's, well, I only want you to use the products, obviously, I'm using. But let's say it is, let's say it's Mutual of Omaha, and they have a great GUL, which is an Index Universal Life program, which will help. The only difference is it's indexed to the market too, guys. Final expense is more expensive usually for less, and it gives less annual percentages out in their cash value. With an Index Universal Life, they're able to earn more percentages due to the S&P, usually, and they're indexed to that. So they can't have to lose any money, but they can be affected to the cost of insurance, which goes up over the years, which actually comes out of their cash bucket. So you have to be careful when you write these index products to make sure that they actually overfund them. Get people interested into investing, because mathematically you're able to tell them this. Let me erase this board and give you guys some strength here. This is what you want to tell. Hey, let me ask you a question. Note and Jerome, can you both hear me good enough?
Yes.
All right, here we go. Look at this.
I'm listening.
Got it. This whole damn thing right here is how I make my sales in the house. And I really want you guys to draw this up on paper. Here's a line. Anybody tell me what that line is? I asked this last week. Does anybody know what that line represents?
Inflation.
There you go. Anybody know what this line is?
Expenses.
That's level income.
Oh, income.
Income. Just it's usually level throughout retirement, and unless they're a life insurance salesman, it should look like that, right? Level income, inflation. There's one more we need to add to this. You need to add this. This is the #1 killer to people today that lose homes and can't afford the future. Is this line here, which in LSW, you're able to show them you can earn anywhere from 5%. I'll tell you the facts. I don't want to get too confused on these percentages. Don't go using these percentages unless you know, okay? This is true though. On average, LSW is at 7.4% a year, okay? Up to 12.5%. Forrester's has a smart UL that I used to sell the hell out of that has 5.58%. So if you find somebody that has a Forrester's index product or any other index product, you can switch them out for this. Here's the number you use to beat that inflation. They have a level income. So the only way that you can get them to deflect inflation is by using interest earned on their money. And believe it or not, if somebody starts a program early enough that they can overfund it, they can take loans from it, which won't affect the policy like many do. In some cases, it depends on how much you take, because the interest is so high. In many cases, it is 7.4%, and it's been that way for several years. I don't know the exact many years, but they said it was more than 5 years. That's what the woman told me. So it's 7.4% to 12.5% on cash value, which if you buy a $50,000 policy through final expense is not going to grow as fast as this one could. If you buy LSW or an index smart product, you can increase this death benefit along with the cash value. So as soon as the cash value builds above 50 grand, it can become $60,000 or whatever, it becomes, you know, more money. So this whole drawing here is very important. So I'm going to take away from this and let's look at what else I would draw. Remember their names. Age. The two main reasons I started doing this, by the way, was because I freaking forget people's names. So that's what started me doing this in the first place. And then I draw a line down. I have Mrs. Jones, Mr. Jones, I know their name. I have Social Security. I got life insurance. I have bank. I have job. Boom, 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 boom. Now, what this shows me together is their earning potential together while they're alive. But it also does this. It shows me their earning potential while they're dead, too. So while they're dead and gone, I'm able to produce a form of income that wasn't there for them before. And believe me when I tell you this, I know how freaking boring this can be to all you. And it is, I know you're getting it because people are selling, but it's so simple, it's that boring. You know what I mean? It really is. So here's what I want to do. I want to draw up some issues that people may be having again and review them. Can I ask you a question, Noden? You know, when you walked into the home and presented this, did you already know the health issues of the individual?
No.
Okay. How did you know what product to use then?
Well, I came in with a couple of different products.
Okay.
Depending upon which way, you know, the things went.
All right. So you kind of planned it out before you went in?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, good idea. So what he did is before he went into the home, you used what, this is final expense. Tell us the age of the individual. Do you remember anything about the individual?
Yeah, he was 66.
By 66. Male.
Yes, non-smoker.
And you knew that before you went into the home?
No,
That's no big deal. Well, I mean, it would be if you were putting it together before you went in, but it's cool. So 66 male non-smoker, when you get in the house, you're finding this stuff out. So you're in the house. What did you do first? You sat him down at a table. Tell me where you guys sat at.
well, unfortunately, we sat in the living room.
Okay, got it. Well, you know how that works. See, this is your first round. You'll take more control later.
But you know,
Well, let me ask you this. Was there an option for a dining room table?
we moved to the dining room table after the telephone interview.
Oh, I got you. Okay. All right. So you did the, I got you. So you did the telephone interview and just qualified the guy.
Yeah, he had a cat, and you know, the cat kind of liked me.
Hey, look, I've walked out with my eyes puffy. You know what I mean? Some homes will stink like urine from high hell, where Alyssa will walk out and just can't stand it. This is what we endure, man. It's crazy that we do it. So the cat loves him. That's rapport. You know what I mean? That's trust.
Well, he was 66, born in 51. I was born in 51.
That helps.
So, you know,
That
I
age
used that
thing.
card.
I'm going to tell you what you gentlemen have that are 45 and above. That sometimes I think that I force knowledge to people when they first see me. I'm a clown sometimes. It depends on the atmosphere, but I can get real serious too. So I don't know what they see when they see me. I really don't. But I try to make them see a professional with knowledge. And when they instantly see you, that's what I would see when I see you guys. Okay? I would see somebody that has knowledge. So know this, and I'm telling you the frickin' truth. When you walk into that door, you better know for a fact that they think that you have knowledge and you've been doing this a while. That's it. Anybody that's over 45 years of age has that ability to do that. Even 40, you know. Maybe I present that too, and I hope I do. But no, that's power, man. That's knowledge. And I want you guys to grasp that and fucking use it. You know what I mean? Really use it. So you got the 66-year-old male. You find out he's a non-smoker. Maybe he's smoking while you're there. I don't know. What app did you use to ask questions?
Well, you know, basically, you know, we just started talking, and you know, we just, you know, we related to each other pretty close.
Right.
For our ages.
What application, what carrier company did you use first?
Prosperity.
Okay, so did you find out that that was the one is that the one you used and chose?
Yes.
Okay. Did you find out if he was, maybe later, I don't know if you did this or not, but this might be something if you didn't do it. Just, if you don't have the apps, by the way, in your phone to do the numbers, I hope. If you don't, Prosperity, I don't even think has one, so it's paper for you. But Mutual of Omaha, you should know that is always usually lower than Prosperity, but your pay is higher on Prosperity.
Yeah, well, I checked Mutual of Omaha prior, and it was more expensive.
All right, good.
So,
but you have to be aware. So you checked it just off his age and health when you were at home.
Yes.
His age and male, but did you check it on a non-smoker?
Yes.
Okay, good. So Prosperity, anyway, did this guy become graded or modified?
He was level.
Okay, good. So you got the level. How much was that a month, the premium?
I think it was $62.40.
How much is that for annual?
About $748.
So you're at so if you make that close to that, or let's say it's $600 that you make, I don't know what it comes to. How long were you there?
Maybe an hour and a half.
Okay, that's fair enough. So
We
you,
had one issue that we had to resolve, and the one issue was his, the payment. He did not have a checking account, no credit card. The person that he's living with, is, has a checking account. So we're utilizing that.
well, let's also, if we can, does he have identification?
Yes.
Well, and if I were you, I may stop back. I would deliver this policy. If he's close by to you, try to deliver this policy to keep it in play. Because anytime it goes through somebody else's account, all they need to do is shut that damn thing down. What you need to do next is get out there, deliver this policy, and drive him to the bank and make him get his own account. Without it, there's a chance that this may come off the books due to the fact that other guy, you never know, He needs to know that and be aware of that. Is that other guy the beneficiary, by the way?
Yes.
Oh. Well, he does have a say in it.
Yeah, and it's a female, so.
Is it his girlfriend or wife? No.
Significant other.
Okay. Well, she has a stake in it. Now, how much is the payout for this?
10,000.
$10,000 policy. I would deliver it to build more rapport. This is your chance to start your residual income now. And I know that sucks. They actually deliver it to him, I think, right?
Yes.
Mail it to him. I would make a suggestion, and you guys might want to do this. You might want to go out and get cards. As soon as you make a sale, get that card in the mail that says, "Thank you. I appreciate your business. Please, if you have any more people coming," we should make a letter that comes up in general for all the group. In fact,
I did send a thank you note.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
Oh, that's fantastic. Okay. Christy. That girl better still be on here. Christy.
Yeah, hon.
Okay. Can you fire off right off the top of your head? I'm going to put you on this play. You're playing ball with me now. Right off the top of your head, do you know of a mortgage protection script?
No.
Okay.
I haven't been studying mortgage protection. Just last night I started studying it when I talked to Alyssa on the phone.
All right. So you should be using unique writers to do that too. Okay.
Yep, that's where I got it from. I just haven't I haven't gotten that far yet into it.
Okay, good. So does anybody know a mortgage protection script, sales script for the phone? Has anybody gone that route yet? That's okay, because you're still trying to go ahead, Jerome, you do.
You went through it so fast last time, I couldn't write it down.
Oh, I'm sorry. This is important for me to know. If I don't hear that, I can't rewind it, but these are recorded. I think they're going to use them for the national webinars if they're good enough. I don't think they like the ones with me chewing on them, but anyway, we'll try to get around that. I was playing the guitar on one too. And, sometimes I fumble the ball with language, but who doesn't? I mean, for God's sakes, I'm just trying to make a point. I'm a Christian. I mean, for God's Jesus, please forgive me for the language I use occasionally. Let's get busy with this. Here's the script that I use a lot, which is a very simple one. And I want to show you guys something here that's right on top. Let's see what this is. This is a Tamara, which is Richard Hathcoff. Now, I went out and presented this policy to a man who is 57-year-old male, and I believe he's a non-smoker. This is for $25,000. However, check this out. I want you guys all see this. I can't get that focus too well. You see what that number says right there? Death benefit, $50,000. But see up here where it says $25,000 face amount? Believe it or not, LSW has the ability to give them 2 times the amount, and it's a real face amount. You're only charging them for the $25,000 though. So I actually am able to get, yeah. So I see a lot of brows going, what the fuck is this kid talking about? So understand this. LSW, you have to learn the illustrations on your computer. You need to play with them, okay? Let me see something here. I'm going to see if I can actually pull that up. Would that be pretty cool if I could do that? Let me try something here. LSW has the ability to, they give you $25,000. Okay, the client's buying $25,000. I know this is going to be, I don't want to confuse you too much on this. It's $90. Think about this. You made more on your prosperity product, but if I come in behind you and I show this guy this, I'm going to make a few more bucks. No, well, because of contract level, that's the only reason. But because you sold it at 63, prosperity actually pays you more than this particular product will. Okay, contract levels with index products are a little lower than regular final expense. But for $90, he's able to get $25,000 is what the face amount says. But in all actuality, it's $50,000. They have a program where it's built in that they throw in an extra $50,000. And when you get, and here's the cash, where's the cash levels here? See these cash values over here? See the percentage points? I got to figure out which way my finger goes. Come down here, here's cash value building. Cash value building. And then when I flip the page, cash value builds. If I show them, check this out. If I show them cash value, here's their age over here, which is like, this one's 100 and says they'd be 120, but I'll get to the point here in a second. The cash value, though, is $206,000 at age 120, which means this $50,000 policy turned into a $200,000 policy because that's the death benefit too, whatever the cash is. The interest is 7.14 on this illustration. Again, I was able to get somebody the $25,000 policy that gives their death benefit of $50,000. To make you understand how that works, you're going to need to have LSW and contact them before I get into this too far, okay? It literally is a face amount that does pay out due to death. That's all you need to know. Don't question why. Just be happier than hell that it's there for you, okay? Because it works. With that cash value thing, I'm able to go in. I'm going to use you as an, for instance, Noden, because you sold a policy for this. That's a great product you sold. Don't be in fear of somebody replacing it because they're not me, all right? 9 times out of 10, you don't have this out there. You know what I mean? And that's but I want to make you guys this. That's why I'm going to teach you this. So if I see that that product's on the table, one, if I say, and he tells me that it's going through another account, I'm probably going to use that as a tool to get him into his own account. However, if it's the beneficiary, I wouldn't be too worried. It's like husband and wife in this situation. But if it was like a roommate, male, I'd be worried. You know what I mean? So I'm able to get this guy $50,000 for $30 more. So that's $40,000 more that he's able to get. But guess what happened here? Here's the cool part about this. If you needed an extra sale, you wait till your premiums are paid off for what you've been paid for it, and then you go rewrite this. You go write it up this way. Now, he has to be pretty healthy to get this, okay? But you have 2 sales in one because all your clients, after you make sure that all your premiums were paid and all the debts were paid to the company, you're able to go back out there and rewrite this one. 1, it's more money for the client. He's going to buy it. 2, it's another sale for you. You doubled the amount you made in 1 year. And 3, he earns more cash value. And they come with living benefits. The living benefits will blow your mind too on that. So that's why I'm pushing this product so freaking hard, man, because you just set yourself up for a good situation. You know what I mean? Here's what you're able to do is actually make money off of that, wait a year, till your debt's paid for the company paying you. Go back in a year, keep him filed away. Call in a year LSW. Try him again. You should do that with your clients anyway. Follow up with that and then put on the board his $50,000 for the same amount. He'll be 1 year older. He's actually younger than this guy, huh? How old is he?
He's 66.
Oh, he's 66. Okay. So he's a little bit older, so it'd be it'd be $100 or something like that. But here's the game plan: is you would be able to go in there and get another $40 premium out of it on top of the 50 that you've already charged him, or 60. Get $100 premium out of there and make yourself $1,000 in a year from now. So plan that, please do that. I'll remember that shit in a year from now. I'll be like, did you do it? So that's very important. Very important. What the hell was it? I was looking at somebody talking to his wife, and I wanted to know if she wanted to get involved in this yet. What's up, girl? So Brian's wife is she's a dancer, professional dancer, like fantastic dancer. She's incredible. I'm hoping to
not a pole dancer.
Not the pole stuff, right? She literally, professional stuff, has choreographed some major talents out there. But look, at the end of the day, she's a talent for him too, because when he gets her on the phone and she's able to say, wow. And when she's able to get on the phone and set his appointments for him, then that takes her an hour or two a week for him to bring $10,000 a week in. And if she sacrifices and gets with Alyssa on this one, they're going to make a six-figure income, because I'm going to let you in on something. Every person that I've met that has made $250,000 just selling life insurance has had an appointment setter or even a six-figure income. Now, that's not everybody. That's a large amount of them, though. For when I was setting my own appointments, here's the special part about setting your own appointments, is you already got rapport built with them. When you dial the phone, you go in, that rapport is built already. They already know you. When I go in and it's Alyssa setting it, it's like, she says, I come with my husband, Jason. So his wife would say, my husband, Brian, handles all this. He's going to bring that information out to you. Remember, guys, it's just information. That's all you're delivering. You're a little UPS truck flying around with life insurance information. The key to today was this, is information, knowledge. This word here, knowledge, that's powerful, man. You need to know the competition. I'll tell you who the competition is. AARP, MetLife, Colonial Penn. Who else? Colonial Penn, AARP, MetLife, New York Life. AARP, MetLife, and New York Life are all one big company, just so you're aware of that. That's one big, large company altogether. Christy, do you have a question? No, she muted. Okay, so who wants to get involved in mortgage protection? Do you want to see more premiums eventually? Does anybody really? I mean, you want to stay with final expense right now? Is that where I should lead this to, or do you think I should really get into teaching you guys how to do mortgage protection?
I'd like to see a little bit of mortgage protection.
Tell you what I need to do.
Yeah,
all right.
more mortgage protection.
So mortgage protection is a different game. It's a different character inside the home. You're a different professional than everybody else. You're a life insurance rep / mortgage protection specialist. Mortgage protection specialist. That's what your label is. Mortgage protection specialist. Do not say the word life insurance when you're using mortgage protection. If they ask you what this is, you just say it's to cover the home in case you were to become disabled, one, or due to death. Now, how does that work? How do I make it work inside the home? This guy's home was probably, let's say his debt is 100. I say debt investment. It's a debt for now that later on becomes an investment for them. whatever you do, try to trigger their mind on money being spent that ends up becoming something for their future. You understand what I'm saying? Don't label it as a debt, really. But when I say debt, inflation on this home is going to build it. Hopefully, he makes his 100,000 plus back. So let's say his investment or debt, whatever you want to say it is for now, this could be a refinance or a new mortgage. So be prepared for that. Is this a mortgage or a refinance? Get that over the phone sometimes, or you can ask it in the house. Refi or mortgage. It's $100,000 he has to come up with. The dude's got 50 of it covered. You know why? You know why it's only 50? Well, one, because his income only allows for that. I know that. I knew that before going into the home. I know if somebody refinances or has a home for this amount, that 9 times out of 10, they're not going to be able to afford 50. Or it's in between 50 and 100 bucks if you see that number. If you see a home that is 250,000 or above, that's where you start getting into the premiums that are $100 and above. It just has to be that way. But here's the secret to the trade: is not covering the whole mortgage. That's not my job because it's unaffordable usually. My job is to present 3 options. 1, pay the house off now due to death or disability. Number 2, pay the midway point of the home off, meaning half of the home is paid off and the other half is left 15 years on a 30-year mortgage. 15 years down the line, here's 1 to 30 years. Right here, I can get him a $50,000 policy that pays this part off. Up here, he needs $100K for the whole ride. So it's $100,000 to cover the whole 30 years. It's $50,000 to cover half. And guess what? There's a third point. That point is $25,000. Guess what else it comes with? 7.4% interest. If you guys don't like the LSW product for any reason, I don't like doing this, but I'm going to inform you, you can do this. You can check into an American Amicable, which you should have the app on your phone for too. They have term products. Mutual of Omaha, term products. You can look up term products that'll go the distance of this too, that do come with return of premium, or just, I think they're getting rid of the return of premium. But here's why you want to investigate the term products, is usually that they have fantastic living benefits. So if somebody says, I want to make sure that I have an income while I'm still alive, term products are usually best for that, or, if they're hurt or injured, I meant to say, within a year or 2. But their cash is being drawn away, not used as an investment. That's why I get away with selling these at a high level. But, I think that it might be wise of us all to learn all the products too. You're only at like 5 to learn. So learn them one at a time, step by step, and get in. I think by next week, I'd like to learn a little more about American Amicable. The term products, knowing the life benefits, the living benefits for the mortgage protection. So we'll do that. What time is it too? Okay. So, look, $100,000 debt. We have a refinance. We have a mortgage to pay. It must be paid because you know the math. If she's at $1,900 a month and she loses his Social Security money, that's the sale. I'm going to tell you the sale. Here's the sale. This is every single sale that you walk into is this way. If you know the Social Security number, is her. Social Security. Hers is $1,900. It's never that high. I'm not going to put that there. Let's say hers is $1,200. His is $1,500. I have a weapon to use now. I have a weapon to use now. Hers is this. She has to wait 6 to 12 months to get that. That's the weapon right there. Number 2 weapon, cash value. Cash value is your weapon. Other products that they have don't earn it. If you can replace policies, go replace the damn policies. Get them out of what they're used to using. This cash value bucket here is important in two ways. One, you can teach them how to build cash value. Now, in all products, all of them you should teach. Every final expense too. When you're selling somebody final expense, make sure again that they understand that their money is going towards something that earns cash value, so it's not wasted. How much goes towards it? If I have a bucket here, and the premium's here monthly, it's a monthly premium, let's say it's $100 a month. It doesn't matter what the payout is, but it does in some sense. But for this is a cash value bucket. Let's say that this is for $10,000. I'll actually put the face amount. So that's what the death benefit pays, $10,000. Out of this 100, there's probably 60 of it going into here, and 40 of it is going to rent that. So if you die tomorrow, Mr. Jones, the best return on investment I always tell people is this. God forbid you die tomorrow, but you only put $100 towards it. So if you put $100 towards your mortgage, all you got is $100 towards your mortgage. But if you put it towards a product like this, it's going to help your wife tomorrow. But in the end, you're also building cash value for those times in need. The roof blows off, you need a new motor in the car, the kid needs cash, you're out of food, your health care doesn't work properly. You have this. But that's why it's good to have products with living benefits. So you really want to look over the living benefits. To American Amicable, make sure you take these notes down. American Amicable, look up the living benefits for American Amicable term products. Look up Mutual of Omaha, living benefits for term and whole life. Do them both. Ask the company about this and make sure that they send you literature when you're new, or even veterans. Make sure that the company is sending you folders, everything that you could possibly read. Tell them to send you one of everything so you can know what the hell they have to offer to the clients. Again, $100, 60 of it goes into the cash value. That's how you sell the product. Back to this, you're always, even in final expense, you're always teaching somebody about this, where their money's going. You have this as a weapon. 6 months to 12 months is what she needs to wait. So this is off the table now. That's all she has left. See how different this picture is when I take that off the table? This is all she has to survive from when she was used to having $2,700 a month come in. What do you know? You know what's going out. You know what's going out the door. But you need to know what's coming in. That's one step, but did they have a retirement? Here's where I pull the annuities out. Hey, did your company give you some kind of retirement plan, by the way? Do you have any retirement plans? Do you have any stockbrokers involved in your situation for solutions? I want to know that just so Mrs. Jones understands where she ends up. Both you, in fact, where you guys will end up due to death. So you have a 401k. Okay, well, how's that been performing for you lately? Well, what do you think they're going to say? It's like not the greatest thing since sliced bread. I got one guy yesterday who told me I have $1,000 inside mine. I'm just trying to hold her open for better times. Let me do you a favor, buddy. Take that out of there. Here's what you're going to do. Here's what you're going to do is what I told him. I probably said what you should do, and then I told him what you can do. What you can do is you can use that $1,000 that's inside that 401k, and you can put it into this index product. You can at least start the monthly payments for 1 year, and it won't affect your budget. So for 1 year, you could be stuffing more into it and earning interest on that money. And he liked this idea. So instead of making payments on something ridiculous, he's going to take that and he's going to double up his payments to $200 a month. Now I have an index universal life that's overfunded. I don't have to worry about cost of insurance. I got a guy that understands investing. And you people better understand that too, because these policies will get wiped off the table someday, somehow, some way if you don't do this right. Cost of insurance is COI. You need to remember that and look it up and Google what that means. I found the 401k. I know what's going out. I know what's coming in. The next step is just telling them what they have. You got living benefits. Show them the products. Go through the pamphlet, turn it around, and walk through the product's benefits. It's like buying a car. I want to know what the color is, what the motor looks like, what the seats are, so on and so on and so on. Living benefits. Boom. What else do I have? I have 7.4 to 12.5% interest on this bad boy. Boom. That means more cash for you later on. Okay, here's a great point to make. I want you to hear this well. If I have Mr. Jones buy a $50,000 product and he passes away in 15 years, now let's say there's $10,000 built up into cash value. Hypothetically, let's say this is on him for his wife. Let's say his wife passes before him. Well, they don't need two products, to be honest with you. This is like 2 in 1. I tell them, look, if you don't have anybody to leave this to but her, then what you can do is just take this cash value out and end the policy. You can start a new one then, or you can take part of it out and bury her with that. And what else can you do with this? You don't have to make the payments. If you get hurt or injured, the cash value will pay the premium. So if you get hurt or injured, the cash value has the effect that it can pay the premium off. That's why these index products are built too. If you overfund them to a certain point in somebody's life, they can overfund it for 15 years or just put the same premium that you sold them it at, and then it'll last for 10 or 15 years without payment. So they don't have to put any money towards it. I need you guys to come up with questions which would be helpful for me to kind of see what picture I can draw up inside a home. You know what you're about to run into, but don't be afraid to ask because necessarily I've already run into it. But what you need to do is ask the question like, what happens if I run into this? That has to be an important question for all of you to start asking. And if you don't know them now, write them down for next week. That is powerful, man. I'm going to tell you how many times I've asked that, 1,000,000 times to upline. What happens if I run into this? Before you run into it, why wouldn't you want to know? You know what I'm saying? Hey, let me do this. Next time the country goes to war, I won't tell you where the war is. I won't give you a weapon, but I'll tell you that you're going to be okay. All right? You'll come out just fine. But that's not the truth. You could die. You could get injured. You could get hurt. You know what I'm saying? So this is like war in some sense where somebody's going to make a sale in that home. And I'm going to be honest with you. With the knowledge that most people have today in final expense, it's usually the prospect who wins. So a sale will be made in that home. Who's going to win that sale is you or them. And I'm going to tell you another thing, is the power that you have to change their lives is so extremely powerful when those checks get paid. Wait till you get a call and says, hey, Noden, Brian, Jerome, Christy, whoever else is on it, I want to thank you. My father passed away recently. I want to collect on that. How do I go about doing that and be there for them? Again, all you selling products too should have thank you letters to your clients. And if we don't, we can make a general one. So, oh, there's one there. That's beautiful. You literally hand wrote that too. So that's even more precious to that person. He took the time to handwrite it.
Actually, this is a letter I got from selling an insurance policy.
Oh my God, look at that. What's it say? Can we share it?
Yeah, it says, Dear Noden and Patience, thank you so much for coming and paying your respects to Joe and supporting us during these sad times. Thank you, Noden, for your help with the insurance. Good friend to us. Sincerely, Joe C.
Let me tell you something. You need to carry that with you and flip it out every once in a while. Say, look, I'm going to tell you what, I'm going to take care of your family in the future. For instance, I just got this card from a client. Whip it out real quick. That is social proof.
Yeah, I do carry it with me.
I would pull it out everywhere, and I would act like it's new every time. Look at this client. I don't think there's a date on it, so don't get if there is, just use whiteout. This board is empty because I don't have any questions to answer. You think anybody has any questions for me today? Because next week, within the next 2 weeks, everybody should put numbers on the board. So you are going into home soon. I got the answers if you just asked. Can't guess them.
Jason.
Yeah.
on the living benefits. One of them is for chronic illness.
Yes.
Now, how would you illustrate something like that?
I'll tell you how. And it's just going to be very simple too, is by the illustration should be in the order that you make to the company. Well, I'm going to tell you how to walk them through this, but every company, if you call your company up, whatever carrier it is, I want you to ask about living benefits and tell them to send you something for the client on living benefits. That's very important for you to do. It's a brochure is what it is. Send the brochure a booklet that explains living benefits to the client, please. And send me any marketing tools that you have for clients. You know that they have marketing tools for you to put out there. They have flyers you can put up with your name and stuff on them too that you can do. But here's how you would do that. Did you say critical illness, Jerome? Critical illness.
Chronic.
Chronic illness.
Critical illness would also be another same term.
Yeah, I got it. Chronic illness is an ailment that was reoccurring, and each individual carrier is going to have the knowledge behind the distance of time that they needed to have it, the amount of months, the doctor saying that it is actual ailment that they have, proof of that, and then due to that, depends on the carrier, that LSW pays them 95% of the face amount. But if it's $100,000, if he has a heart attack and he's hospitalized and he can't work anymore and he's doomed, and it's $100,000, they're going to give him $95,000. And guess what? That happens every day in this country across the board. These are numbers that we don't see. That these numbers shoot out. Billions of dollars a year are paid out. The living benefits and death benefits. And living benefits are your tool alongside cash value, living benefits, and the threat of inflation for the future. You are the solution to those issues. Those issues right there could cure anything that you have put in front of you on the table by any client. So I want you to explain them very simply. Know your living benefits, because it's a sale, man. Look, if you don't know those living benefits, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know living benefits unless I have the paper in front of me, because each carrier is different. And there's only several that have them, but who has more? LSW beats them all by far with the amount, but there's difference. See, return products like American Income, American Amicable have different kind of living benefits. Some the same, some different, but the payout could be different. I replaced a Forester's policy. I wrote the product up. The lady went with Forester's. I taught her that, no, that's not a good idea because the cost of insurance will wipe her out. Person didn't tell her about that. They thought they were buying whole life. And once I told them, the person kind of bent the truth, I was able to get that product back into play. I showed her how to overfund it to cure the cost of insurance in the index product. And also showed her that the living benefits weren't what they told them. So Forester's has living benefits like that. Critical illness is 25% of the 100,000, not 95%. So they told him it was all of it. That's where the difference between the professional and the guy that's out there winging it. I know it's a lot of work to learn this stuff, and it's a lot of sacrifice. That's why you have to give yourself 2 years to become the best you can be. And look, when I was doing this, there wasn't anybody doing this shit for me every Saturday. Every Saturday for freaking 12 weeks now. You know what I mean? And I wanted to do this earlier. I just couldn't get the okay. We tried webinars before. They don't work. You know, what are you talking about? The information is what you need. The knowledge is power, and you need the motivation, by the way. You see Note and Sold? That should inspire you to do it. Note and honestly, before this sale, when was the last time you made a sale?
May.
4 months? Did the webinars help?
Pardon?
Did the webinars help you?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So that's proof. Jerome, when you set your appointments, I want to remind all of you that I want Jerome, please let them be aware that you need somebody that helps them make important decisions. Write that real big on the top of your paper, okay? Mortgage protection, we really need to get into a little thoroughly. So I'm going to do that. Are anybody free during the weeknights too? That I can separate this? Because I'd like this to be a general one for everybody. It's kind of like I throw everything at this. But if I could do a superstar workshop program, which would be like a Wednesday night or something like that, I need to know what kind of works best for people then.
Wednesday night will work for me.
All right.
Yeah, I'm available.
Now,
Wednesday's good.
obviously, if you have appointments, you need to be running those appointments. These are recorded, so you can still have access to them. If you want the recordings, I'm going to try to get a website built and put them up on that. Or actually, I was thinking about, I'm talking to a video company. I would like, and Brian knows this about me, I did this for personal training. I called it the Personal Trainer's Bible to a Six-Figure Income. It had 12 DVDs in this bad boy. I wrote a book on it, showed them all the marketing I used, and then I was in a car accident, so I couldn't afford to keep it running. So I took it off the table. Alyssa threw out all the DVDs that I recorded. They're gone for life. You don't know how bad I choked this woman. I just can't even believe that happened. Oh, Christ. But anyway, look, I'm going to do it for this business. And I think that what I should do with this DVDs is give them to you guys, and in the sense where you use them at home for just for this stuff, on top of the recordings that you're coming on board with, and then you can hand them off to new reps too. Say, watch this shit, man, you know, and be a part of everything, because here's the game plan. You guys give us 2 years. I know it sounds like a long time, but tomorrow I want you guys to bring yourself down to another level, but don't get too out of the game. If you get too far out, you will lose traction. You will turn into a slippery track that doesn't have no grip. I want you guys to be on firm ground, meaning study something every day. Put it in the, oh, I know what I wanted to bring up, scheduling. And I'll tell you why I want to bring up scheduling. Because like in my world, Brian's world, maybe many others, this is important to us. There's exercise or training, whatever you want to call it. Let's say it's 6 a.m. Let's say that most people say they don't have enough time in the world. Now, look, if I have a long day, I have to force myself to get up at 4 a.m. to do this, or I don't do it, which that's failure to me. So the next step is scheduling your whole day. I want each and every one of you to get a piece of paper up. Go on a large, I want you guys to get a smaller version of this. And I am going to ask you for it next week. You can get them at Shop and Save or Walmart or something like that. And I want to see your schedule, not just for the week, but for the next month. This way, when you say, I didn't have the time, you're bullshitting yourself and you're bullshitting to me, and I'm going to do it too. I'm going to make myself do this because I don't have one now. I used to. I got this big-ass thing, but it just doesn't come with me. We need to have these schedules down pat, because the fact is we need to put proper training tools in this place. Wednesday nights, I need to see that in there. Saturday mornings, I need to see that in there. But on top of that, what I'd like to do between all of us right here, and people can share this, I'd like to choose a book. And I would like to discuss that book every once in a while, one chapter a week. I know this is going to suck, but if we force ourselves to do it, I'll tell you some good ones out there. We need to choose one. So next week, I'm going to have a book for us to all read. You can listen to it too. I'm sure it's in audio form too. Next week, I'll choose one. I think that here's what you guys could do. Go to Tony Robbins or AnthonyRobbins.com. For $6, you can buy his new book. It's, what the hell is the name of that book? It is called, oh, you know what I can do is I can actually share this with you. Give me 1 second. Let me see if I can share that page with you. Here we go. I can do it. Okay, see this? We have Tony Robbins, and we have, let's search his thing here. he has the reason I'm doing this is because his new book is literally about the future of what people should be doing. It is, damn it, what the hell is it called? This one has to do with it too, this Unshakable, but it is Mastering the Money Game. Let me put that in. Oh, here it is, right here. So on his website, this is the book that I want to get you guys to read. I'm not shitting you that this is what helped me increase my awareness to annuities. This, I want to choose between this, and we're going to read the next one, which would be Patrick Kelly's. What is Patrick Kelly's called? Patrick Kelly's is called Tax-Free Retirement, Brian. Yeah. You can get on Tony Robbins' website and order this book for $6. It'll be delivered to your house. So if everybody can spend the time to please do that, that's one. And then the second one I want you guys to pick up is Patrick Kelly, Tax-Free Retirement. By next week, go to the bookstore, make this important. Christy, you too. This is going to be important for you. I want to know by next week which one you guys would like to read first. So I'm going to give you a week to go get these two books. Don't think it's a write-off, first of all. So it's a tax write-off. Second of all, it is enhancing your training and the ability to speak to people properly. But there's a third book that we're missing from this group. I want something that I have to find that has to deal with sales. So I know that, let's do this. How about this? Let's check this out. Life insurance.
What was the Patrick Kelly one again?
Patrick Kelly is tax-free retirement.
Thanks.
Questions and answers to a book by Anthony Stewart. New life insurance investors. I'll tell you what. Let's research some of these books, guys. Can somebody help me do this stuff? How to make, well, what the hell, this one doesn't sound bad, right? How to make $1 million selling life insurance. An experienced life insurance agent manager with 42 years experience. You might want to listen to this cat. I'll tell you what. Let me give us a little free sample of this bad boy here. So how to make $1 million selling life insurance. I don't know about you guys, but I'd be game to, well, hell, you know what? How about this? We can read the first 3 chapters for free on this. I think we should do this one here. I'd be interested in knowing what this is. I'm actually still writing mine too, which is similar to this, but a little different. My form is probably different than theirs. But the must-have book for all insurance agents and anyone entering the insurance business. I'm just telling you, the information's out there. It's not like this guy did it. I want to know how to make $1 million in this game. To do that, we need the power and the knowledge between us. Look, I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 people on this screen. 5 people that have sacrificed their Saturday morning to do this. Those are the people that are going to make the most money, period. Now, when we do make the money, that's where the freedom comes. Those of you that don't think the money's going to come, I'm not going to give up until I see everybody's face that's been on here every week since I've started this not make money. My passion is for that now. I've lost even the passion in some sense to go into homes and sell like I used to. I really adore this more. So, questions? Anybody on any subject? Don't be afraid like we got to get off. It's a Saturday. Because, you know, we can spend all the Saturdays in the world once we learn all this stuff. So,
Okay. Are living benefits tax-free?
yes. Unless, I don't know about the index universal life subject because that's earning interest. Yeah, they're tax-free. Yeah, they're tax-free. But you know what? That's a great question, by the way. Because I'll tell you what, that's going to come up somewhere. So that question is going to be needed an answer. One of you is going to run into this week, you know, and I hope you do because now you have the answer. If you go find it, because I'm going to tell you something, you need to go find it per carrier. I would really ask the carriers that question. But like death benefit, I'd say yes. I'd have to say yes. I would be 110% sure that it's yes, to be honest with you.
Okay.
More questions. Let me check this out. I have something popping up here. If it's tax-free. How about this for this week? Please answer me this. Can everybody see that thing down there, that chat room? Like, what is your goal, honestly? Jerome, I want you to make $1,000 this week. Go beat on doors, go door knock, go do, that's the part of the puzzle, by the way, that if you're not making money and you have leads that you're missing. I endured door knocking for a long time. And it's not, I know guys that only door knock. That is their job. And let me tell you how they do it, because this is important. This strategy works too, by the way. You have your leads, okay? You can Google map them. You can put them into a map system where you go house to house to house, or you can just go out there, turn your tunes up, and drive the hell out of the car. So when you're door knocking, go to a home and leave the sticker on there. If you go to uniquewriters.com, they give you this free stickers that you can put on the door. Everybody order those. Put the sticker on the door if nobody's there, okay? Now, if somebody is there, Mrs. Jones comes out. She's probably not going to be happy to see you, to be honest with you. But don't worry about that. Because you are the bigger smile. And guess what you brought? What do you think you brought to her? What am I trying to say that you brought to her? What did you bring to her? Does anybody know what the key word that we're trying to tell people that we do for them? What are we bringing to them? This is
them information.
That's it. That's the only thing we're doing. We're bringing them information. Mrs. Jones, I just happened to be down the street, and I thought, since I had your file with me, that I would drop this information off to you. If today's not a good day, what would be a good day? Get the schedule. Get it. Don't leave without leaving. Let me tell you another thing. If you sell a policy in a house and somebody needs to think about it, you got to write this down and remember this. Very, very cautious of this one because you can lose a lot of deals. I want you to set an appointment from that appointment. So if somebody needs to think about it, do not leave that house without an appointment being set. Mrs. Jones, the good thing is I'm going to give you time to think about it. I'm going to be back here Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Give them 2 days. 48 hours is good enough to think about it. I want you to get all your questions out, and I want to come back out of here. I'm going to be in the area anyway, right down the street here. So it'd be a great time for us to get back together. And I'm going to go check one more product for you. I got one more that I want to go check on, and I'm going to bring that back with me. That works. Trust me, it works. Door knocking. Leave the sticker. Okay? On the bottom of the sticker, I want you to put missed delivery. Write it. Write missed delivery across the bottom of the sticker. The door knocking stickers. When you write missed delivery across there, if you get a call from somebody, do not answer it. Look at the numbers while you're out door knocking. These numbers will start to add up mathematically. And what that means is that when you don't answer the phone, you can look through all the door knocks that you did and you can see now you know they're home. So what you're going to do is instead of dialing that individual and say, hey, look, I know that you got my door knocking sticker. This is Jay. I'm the guy that has the life insurance information. I want you to just drive your car to the house instead of calling them and setting the appointment. Door knocking stickers is so powerful because when you get enough of them going, you will notice a repetition of your phone calls coming in, and then you just go to the door and you present yourself. You know why? Here's a simple reason why door knocking is more powerful than the phones. Because people can be telephone tough guy, but they can't be that way in person. They're soft as drugstore cotton. So remember that when you get into that, man. And it's a very powerful. Let me tell you all something. If you have 100 leads and if you only sold 5, there's probably 5 more in there that you just haven't gotten a hold of. And that's probably up to $5,000 next month that you could be missing out on because you aren't willing to drive. You know, it's all we do in life. You might as well go make money while you're doing it. Want all you to do this too. Those books I just mentioned, try to find them in CD form, thumb drive, whatever you can do. Plug that shit into your car while you're driving and get some knowledge while you're out there, please. So then I can come back to this table and everybody can teach me something. I want to learn something too, guys. You know what I'm saying? The great part about me being out there every week is I can still learn this business and teach it to you. The day that I'm out of that system, I want one of you to slap me across the mouth and tell me to get my ass back out there. You know what I mean? Because there's nothing like having a teacher that's not really out there, and the era of time has changed. So you got somebody who was selling big time 10 years ago, but now they're trying to teach you how to sell in this era of time. That's not how it works. That's an MLM business. We want the real stuff. So any more questions? Come on. It's all good. I'm acting like we just got on this. I know this. I know that if you guys take your abilities, just what you have now, I still haven't really gotten this answer. Alyssa, sorry, she always puts the caps lock down. She doesn't know how to type by hitting shift to put capital letters. So my language on here. What is your goal this week? One at a time. Brian, what I'd like you to do is get yourself positioned to get out there the following week to start selling if it's not this week, okay? Jason, I want you to sell $20,000 of premium this week in final expense and mortgage protection and sell 2 annuities. Noted, you're to sell $1,000 to $2,000 in premium this week due to the 3 appointments that you have, but you're to add to those 3 appointments. I need you to double up on those. That way you have a 50-50 shot to see 3 people. Jerome, I need you to purchase more leads like Noden did, and he got new sales out of the new leads. I may take time out of you, Jerome, and ask you this question personally. If I could go through I don't need all your finances, but just like a client, and help you maybe arrange this in a way where you're not missing the money, but you see it more as an investment every single week. If you're not doing it every week, I don't even want to mention every 2 weeks, because you guys are on here. There's a reason why. And I think it has to do with the green stuff in the end. But also I think there's a passion to really do this business. And you see others doing it and you want to be where they are. But you can't do that without leads. So don't try. Please don't fight me on this. Everyone has to order leads, minimum 20. I found B leads for us. They're $4. Christy, they $4 a piece, honey? Yeah, $4 a piece. They're a month.
Yes, they're 4.
1 day to 6 months old. In the beginning, I told people I sold 2-year-old leads. No big deal. Denise, what's up? That's right. That's right. That's right. So look, here's how this is going to go. Denise is going to set 5 to 15 appointments this week for Brian. Jason, you're going to do 20 grand, 2 annuities. Noden, you got 1,000 to 2,000 on the board, plus you're going to set 3 more appointments. Your goal is 10 to 15 appointments every week, guys. 10 to 15. You're guaranteed the money. Somebody's just going to lay back on their back and want you. You know what I mean? You can't lose that way. Jerome, I want you to buy 20 minimum leads, but if you get the $4 to $5 leads, you can contact One Life and get those leads. Christy, same thing. Got to order a lot of leads, guys. You can't get the practice unless you're in front of the client. Prospect. Is that any more questions for now? Anything? I know Jerome has something. So he doesn't want to ask the dumb questions. So give me the dumb questions, which are intelligent questions that nobody else was willing to ask. You know, that's what it is. I want to repeat, Brian. Your wife's going to set you 10 to 15 appointments this week. She's going to learn the script with Alyssa. Yeah. I'm going to do 20 grand, 2 annuities. Noted, you're going to do 1,000, 2,000 plus set 3 more appointments. That's important for you to do this number. Do not depend on those 3, okay? Jerome,
Okay.
Everybody else, get your door knocking list ready. Learn.
Jason.
Yeah, go ahead.
You still didn't give the script on mortgage.
I know, the mortgage protection. What I want to do is on Wednesday night, let's do the mortgage protection. This one was kind of like all over the place. So Christy, are you available Wednesday night and everybody else is good? What time should I do it? It's going to have to be surrounded around my schedule. So if you guys can give me till Tuesday to let you know what Wednesday looks like, I don't know what my schedule looks like until I get to Tuesday, really. But it'll be in the evening probably, or we could do it real early AM-ish too. I guess whatever time it takes, to be honest with you. Time is good for everybody, like 6, or I'd like to do it earlier, but I'll tell you what, I'll send you guys a text or something like that. And if you guys got anybody new to the business that you could share these things with, or anybody that's on your Facebook, share this with people and get this word out there, and then you start building a business for yourself. I'll go over all the mortgage protection stuff this week, guys. Brian, do you have any questions?
No, if you decide to do that meeting at 6 or 7 on an evening, of course, it depends on your schedule. If you got somebody, obviously we just reschedule it, but mornings definitely don't work for us. Just tell them, you guys.
Okay, I got it. And we'll stick with Saturdays for now, too. Now, Saturday's still a good time. It's very late, so when you guys graduate from this, I'm only going to expect you guys on Wednesday nights or whatever other night we choose. This is going to be for new people because in the future, I want you all using this time from 9 to 10, 9 to 11 for appointment setting for Monday and Tuesday. If you guys start breaking off from this a little bit, it's okay. You know what I mean? I'll know because the numbers will be on the board. But remember, you're not missing anything if you're doing it on Wednesday too. But for now, let's stick to next week, next Saturday, same, what do I say, same bat time, same bat cave. Then we'll get back into the rhythm of things and note in. Jerome, I will see you, I'll do over that mortgage protection information very thoroughly as best of my ability. I can't do anything unless you learn the living benefits. That's your job. Learn the living benefits, and that's it for this week, guys.
Well, thank you.
Thank you all. And don't forget, do this shit on, you know what I mean, what's that thing called? Group me. Shout out, because we get involved, and that gives me recognition in the company to increase contract levels, throw leads at you, and all that fun stuff. Brian, I'll talk to you in a couple minutes. Thank you all.
All right.